Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of ZonaCraft, and my name is Zona. This is episode 7 of our survival series, and in today's episode we will be building a furnace XP system along with a flower farm and a build to go with that flower farm. And if you don't know, I'm naming my first 100 subscribers in my trading hall that you see in the background right here, so make sure you subscribe and comment down below if you want to be named in our world. But let's go ahead and get into today's episode. And actually first we need to name a few subscribers. Alright, our first subscriber is going to be Spazity. We'll do this one right here. Our second one is going to be Lawson Moore. Thanks for subscribing. And I have two more that I missed from earlier. So first we have Coppet, and second we have Minecraft Hub. That's actually pretty cool seeing two established YouTubers find my channel. That's pretty awesome. Nice. Alright, so luckily everything down there was safe. Nothing blew up from TNT. But where we are right now is actually quite a big flower forest. But if we come down here, we actually have a pretty cool looking hillside or cliffside, I guess, over here. That is the flower forest itself. And I kind of want to start a new project over here. With that being said, am I going to finish anything else I've done first? No. That's kind of gonna be a recurring theme, I'm assuming. But I kind of have an idea to do a cliffside village here. So we'll have our flower farm somewhere in the cliff there, and then we'll kind of have a cliffside village with walkways and houses, and we'll probably have some villages down here or some houses down here. And kind of the idea is each house will correspond to a color that is produced by the flower. I don't think there's 16 different flowers that produces 16 different colors in here. I believe it's more close to around 12. But I do have an area I've started to dig out, and I kind of just want to take my dirt here and kind of just see what we're looking at. I'm not really sure how flower farms work, to be honest. So I'm going to lay all this out and I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, a new flower. Holy crap. Yeah, just to give you an idea of how long I've been doing this, basically I just been doing tunnels like this, just going down and bone milling a one wide tunnel. I've got about 5 over here. It's probably taken about 30 minutes, which isn't like too bad, of course. But finally getting a new flower is good. I'm gonna continue. I think I only need one more flower, and no freaking way, there it is. Wow. Okay, cool. I think we have officially every flower in this biome on this line right here. I'm gonna double check though real quick. Okay, so I'm pretty positive these are all the flowers. I believe you can get 9 of them, so I'm gonna start collecting them real quick. So that should be everything. I don't believe the dandelion and poppy spawned in this, and then the light blue or cyan, maybe, I think it is now I think about it, only spawns in swamps. So I think we officially have where we're gonna be able to build our farm, which is honestly pretty good because it's pretty close to the cliffside here. Alright, so kind of a big progress update. So I have the flower farm in place for one of the modules here. I did go with Logical Geek Boy's design. I did make one change to the design though. I changed the dispensers to trapdoors just so I don't need a million water buckets and dispensers. So if you turn on the farm, as you can see, it's the floor is shifting, and then the trapdoors are up there to where the water would be in right now. And if we turn it off, trapdoors come down to where everything should flow out. Actually, I just realized I might have to shorten it by 1 since the water is being pushed back by 1, but that's okay. But if we take a look down, there should be room for about 10 of these bone mill farms, hopefully. I definitely don't think this is the most efficient way to do it, but I'm not necessarily worried about that. I was planning on kind of stair-stepping these up to where it was just going to be one big water flow coming down, but I thought maybe there would be some issue with items despawning, so I decided not to do that. And one thing to note is this one right here is actually in a plains biome. I don't know if all of it, yeah, not quite all of it is, but what that means is we will get the dandelions and the poppies, which I don't necessarily really need now that I think about it, but it's okay. I guess it's good for the dandelions because I can't really get that any other way. But yeah, I think I'm to the point to where I'm ready to just build all of these, and I'll be back when we're finished. You know, I wonder sometimes why I decided to build underground and have to clear literally millions of blocks in this world. And I do believe this is pretty much done. One thing I did overlook, just because I didn't really follow the tutorial block for block, is being able to load this up right here automatically. So right now it's all just manual loading. Basically all I have to do is just move this line behind the dispensers there so I can put some hoppers coming out this way. For now, we'll see how much we get and see if that's worth it or not. Yeah, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. We'll head down to the collection area and see what we get. Alright, so I only ended up running for maybe like a minute because I realized very quickly that this is the laggiest thing I've ever created in this world, I'm pretty sure. And also ran into another issue. If you're smarter than me, you might be able to figure out what the issue is just by looking at this, but basically what's happening is all the items are coming through at once and don't get picked up by the filters at all. Basically what happened is all the items just piled up here. I had to manually put them in these chests right here. Also, I don't know what's up with this one over here. When I went through and bone milled it by itself, these were alliums, or the really tall purple one. I think they're called alliums. But when the farm runs, for some reason, they produce the shorter white one. I'm not really sure what's up with that. 'Cause I'm pretty sure even if you lower or raise it, the level that you're bone milling on, it shouldn't change the mapping. So I guess I'm just gonna have to double check that. I guess I'll do that right now. So as you see underneath, I'm getting allium, but for some reason up above, I'm getting the bluette for some reason. I can't really figure out why. It shouldn't be like that. Maybe it has something to do with the 3D bioming now. But yeah, if you can figure out why that's a thing, let me know down below. Navigating in this place is an absolute nightmare at this point. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a soul sand elevator just to have it loop around a whole bunch of times. I think that's the best solution. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we have our water stream in a loop now. So I think everything should be ready for a test again. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright, and everything is officially flowing in. That was kind of cool to see that water shoot across. I've never seen that before. Still not 100% sure this system's gonna work either. Kind of cool to see everything going around like that though, to be honest. But I guess while we're sitting here waiting for all of these, this is ugly for a reason. It's ugly because it's temporary, I think. Hopefully it's temporary, unless I change my mind, because this is actually kind of cool to look at now that I think about it. But the plan is to route... Ooh, this actually sounds bad. This does not sound fun. But yeah, the original plan was to route everything to the building outside that corresponds to the color it is. But yeah, that does not sound super fun, to be 100% honest. So we might keep this, and just because this is kind of really fun to look at. But yeah, I guess we'll make that decision down the road. Alright, so we're back out here on the surface, and I've decided that we will have everything collect in one spot. But rather than have it underground in that area over there, we're gonna build it out here on the surface on the top of this cliffside right here. So I'm not super experienced building above ground here. Most of my builds, as you can see from my main base, are underground. I have done a little bit of sketching in the creative world, so hopefully that will make it a little bit easier. But I think I'm ready to get started on this. Alright, and as we watch the time lapse for this build, I wanted to talk about our world a little bit. BBQ Boy Plays asked a question in my last video about how many days my world is. And first I just want to say shout out to you. You've been commenting on every video. I really appreciate it. But unfortunately, I don't know how long I've been in this world officially. Due to a couple reasons. I've had a couple power outages to where it makes my game crash and it resets everything for some reason. And also I've switched launchers, which I think messes with that as well. So I used to use multi-MC, but now I just use the default launcher. But I do have an estimate of how long I've been in this world. So multi-MC keeps track of how long you've been in the game for in real life. So the last time I had checked it before I switched over, I was around 85 days. So 85 days is about 2,040 hours in real life. In Minecraft days, that should be around 6,120 if you don't sleep. Which for the most part, I don't sleep, so I would say that's pretty accurate. And I unfortunately had another crash recently to where it reset my days again. So last time I had checked, I was around 1,100 days. Right now, we're around 400 days since that crash. So we're looking at about 7,500 days in the world. Now, I will say a lot of that time is AFK time. I do like to AFK in my world a lot and gather up resources that way. But if I had to guess, at least a quarter to half of that is AFK time, to where actual playing in the game time would probably be about 3,000 days. But yeah, it sucks that I don't know officially, but I figured I'd bring that up now. But I'm gonna let the time lapse finish up, and I'll meet you back when it is over. Alright, I forgot to record a clip, but basically, I was going to say I need to move this tower over one, and I did, and it definitely looks a lot better. Just having more of a gap in the middle there, and also being able to see that window fully right there is really good. But in my creative world sketch of this, I actually made the towers a lot smaller. But I think making them bigger like this allows to add a little bit more detail. If it's just going to be a window, that's fine. Hopefully I'll be able to put some more stuff on there. Yeah, let's get the next roof in. Alright, this is looking pretty good. I'm thinking on the pink one we'll be able to get a small window in there, hopefully, if we use trapdoors or something. So in my head, I'm calling this a manor. To be 100% honest with you, I don't know if that really is a manor. I don't know what a manor is. I should probably look that up. Let me do that real quick, I suppose. I mean, it could kind of be a manor, I guess. If they own like this whole hillside, I guess it would be a manor technically. It says a large country house that owns land, or with lands. So I guess it could. I think it still qualifies as a manor. Now, there's definitely some things I would change, and I might try to go and do that there. Just you can't really see those windows very well. Same with that one. I can raise that one right there for sure. This one's all right. And I was planning on having the front door right here. But with how this is shaping up, I don't know how great that's gonna look, or at least how functional it'll actually be. I guess it really doesn't matter. I can still put the doors here, I suppose. They won't be functional. I guess the lore of the world is maybe everyone can fly around, and that's why the door's right here, maybe. But yeah, I definitely want to change this right here a little bit, just so you can kind of see the windows a little better. Not that it super matters, because we won't necessarily be down there now that I think about it, so I might leave it for now. But I think I'm going to start to put in some of the actual details. There's not a whole bunch to do. It's mainly just all the windows, I suppose. I'm not sure if I want to use glass or if I want to use fences. I guess I'll decide that. But yeah, I'll be back once we get some more detail in here. Alright, so I was going in and putting in the spruce, but I realized it probably makes more sense to use the warped crimson or the warped wood instead of the spruce. So I'm going to switch all that out real quick, I suppose. Alright, so we have all of our crimson wood in there, but I think I want to start to terraform the bottom here, and that's probably the part that makes me the most nervous. Just because I'm not really sure what I'm doing there. So I'm just going to try to figure some stuff out, and I guess I'll see if it looks good. Alright, I've got most of it terraformed. I was trying to keep some of the grass there, but I just couldn't make it work very well. There is some spots on the edges I do want to clean up as well. Okay, overall pretty happy with it. I just use andesite and tuff. I might add a couple blocks in there in the future. Yeah, this place is coming along pretty good. Alright, we're gonna move on from the flower project for the rest of the episode, and I'm actually here in a creative test world, and I've been working on this for the past few hours. Probably longer than I should have. Basically what this is an XP system for cactus that gives you just enough XP to completely mend your pick or whatever you're using. You can toggle it to whatever tool you need repaired. So yeah, I've been wanting to build an XP farm for a while now using furnaces and cactus, but I was running into the issue in my head of how I would get more than one furnace to get cactus, because as you have cactus coming in periodically, it's not going to go past your first furnace basically. But yeah, what the system does is once it smelts enough cactus to mend whatever tool you need, it will lock this hopper up here to where anything else going on top of it will carry on to the next furnace. So I'm going to do my best to explain the redstone right here real quick. If you're not really into redstone, go ahead and skip over this part. But this was my first iteration of it. I ended up going with this one right here. It's basically the same thing, it's just a slightly more compact than that one. And I should note that I am no redstoner. This is the first redstone thing I've ever built completely by myself, besides maybe that furnace array, and that's not really redstone. What that means is A, I'm super proud of this, and B, it's probably not the most efficient. If someone else like a Mango or something took a look at this, they could probably make it like a one wide tileable thing. But I have no idea how to do that stuff yet. But to start off explaining, we should probably start with this chest right here. It has a certain amount of items which is being read by this comparator, which goes into this comparator right here. So this comparator right here will only turn on once it matches this comparator signal. So that's determined by how many items are in this chest. As you can see, if we put items in this chest, there's nothing coming out of this comparator because it's not matching this signal right here. But once this chest fills up to match that chest right there, this comparator turns on. It gives a pulse to this observer. It one ticks this piston right here. I think that's what it's called, or zero tick pulse maybe. But basically what that does is it makes the piston right here go so fast that it leaves the block down there rather than pull it back. And then that will power this repeater and block, which unlocks this hopper, which allows the chest to drain out. But while this is draining out, it's going to put items in here, and this comparator is going to read that and put the redstone to this block repeater and this block right here, and it's going to put it into this repeater, locking this repeater right here, so we can completely drain out the chest. If we don't lock that repeater, it's just going to stop once it's drained enough to get back to the point to where it doesn't match this comparator here. Also, while it's doing that, it's going to go into this repeater right here and to, I think is called a monostable circuit. Basically what that does is it gives one pulse to this repeater instead of two. Normally it would do the on state and the off state to where the observer would read both of those, but we only want the observer to read once. But once this observer reads that, it goes up here and goes off here first into this right here. This is going to push this block into this lamp to let you know that this furnace is ready to be consumed. Consume's probably not the best word there, but it's ready to have its XP taken out of it. And the second part of this observer chain is this piston right here. This will push this block out to lock this hopper to where no more cactus will go through there. So that's what allows the cactus to flow over top and go to the next module. And then we have this redstone right here. So once we actually power this lever, it powers this redstone, which goes into another monostable circuit, which goes into this repeater. And once this observer reads it, it gives another pulse to this piston, which retracts the redstone block, which allows cactus to go back into this furnace because we have drained the XP from the furnace by pulling that lever. Or not pulling the lever doesn't do it, but we will go ahead and put an item in there, smelt it, and then pull it out manually. But I think that explains everything. Hopefully I was able to explain that pretty well. I don't know why this looks so much more compact than this over here. It's really not. But the footprint real quick is, I believe, 8 by 8 by 3 wide. I really wanted to keep this 3 wide so I could keep them stacked next to each other like this rather than making it longer. Just because the farther you go, the less practical it is, in my opinion. But yeah, I guess I'm going to test run this real quick so I can show you guys. One thing to note real quick, I'm not really sure why this is a thing, but when you take the comparator output of this chest and match it with this chest, they're not going to match up completely perfectly. It'll be about a stack to a half a stack off for some reason. Alright, we're going to give this a bit of a test run. So I've placed items in here as if it's been smelting. I believe the next couple items I throw through this hopper will trigger the system. So if I do 1, 2, and I think this one's going to do it. Yep. So if we take a look up here, what happened is this redstone block got pushed out, so our lamp is on, and it has also locked this hopper. So again, nothing's going to go through the hopper because this furnace has enough XP now. But yeah, now the system's ready to go, so the system should have enough XP. Obviously not really because we didn't really run the system. But if I was in my world and I need to mend my pick, I would come up to it, pull the lever down. So what that does is that locks the furnace to where anything I smelt in there next is going to stay in there. And as you see, once I've pulled that lever, it turns this redstone off and resets the system to where now cactus can come back in if I can aim. I'm not 100% sure what's locking this hopper right now. It's either being blood powered or there's something I'm missing. But once I turn the lever back off, it will pick it up. There we go. And you see the light turns off there. So this system is reset and ready to be used again. And as you can see right here, the chest is draining. So this won't stop draining until the chest is completely empty. But yeah, I think we are ready to head back into our world and get this built in there. Hopefully that was easy to follow. I'm not the best at explaining redstone or doing redstone. So a lot of times I'm fumbling and not sure what I'm saying. Yeah, hopefully that came through okay. Alright, so we're back here in our world and I have an area ready to go. I've actually pretty much decorated it all already. So we have our lamps here, so these are going to tell us when the furnace is ready to go. And each one has an item frame in it. So we have our pickaxe, our axe, our shovel, hoe, and sword. So I believe all of these are the same durability, so really whatever tool you need, you can use any of these as long as they're one of the 5. Then we have our bow back here. Over here we're going to have our armor right here. Again, I'm pretty sure these 4 are the same durability. Then we have our elytra, and our last one here is an XP bottle. So I was planning on just composting any excess cactus, but I figured we really don't need to do that because we have our bone meal farm right above us. So this last one is any overflow cactus will all just be smelted in this furnace right here, and periodically we can come through and empty that out when we need to or want to. I think it's just because I designed this all myself, but I think this place looks so cool, and this is easily probably my favorite build in my world right now. But again, that's probably because I built it myself. But yeah, I think we're ready to actually build it in our world now. Alright guys, this place is pretty much done. I have all the redstone done on both sides, as you can see here and over here. One thing to note is mirroring this was very confusing for me. I feel like I definitely messed something up, or just feel like it's not going to work because it's mirrored. Logically it should still work as far as I'm aware, even though it's mirrored. But if something does mess up, I'll have to go through and fix it. But yeah, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Very happy for this build right here. Super happy I was able to come up with it on my own. That's something I definitely want to do a lot more of moving forward, is not just rely on tutorials. Obviously there's going to be some things I have like no idea how to do. An example would be like the shulker farm. I would have no idea how to do that on my own. It would probably take me like months if I would ever even be able to figure it out. Yeah, I figured I'd officially end it here just so we can show this off one more time. This is our little flower manor. If you have a good name for this place, let me know. The best I've come up with so far is just what I said right now, flower manor. Also, let me know what you think of this build right here. Yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, leave a like and subscribe if you want to follow for more. And again, just super happy we were able to get this manor done today. Oh yeah.